with you.
Hey everybody, welcome to Facebook here. We're glad to be with you. It's now it's day 14 of since we started doing these Facebook lives, and we're probably going to do some changes to that, but we'll tell you about that in a moment. Today we want to give you 4 tips for what to do when your spouse or partner is driving you crazy.
There's a lot of people sort of stuck here at home with hanging out with your partner when you don't really have the option to necessarily go to work. And so what do you do? And so we got a couple of ideas we want to share with you. And one of them is this, that, how we say it is that every relationship needs air to breathe, right? Like, relationships need to breathe, right? We come together, we have time apart. We come together, we have time apart. And sometimes that's naturally built into our normal work lives, which is, of course, now totally thrown up into change. So it's still really important, and that's one of our first tips for you, is to build in time together and time apart, even when you're both together at home.
Right, and when you're often in our normal work day, where we might be working in separate job sites, the challenge is to build in time together. These days, Corona times, the challenge is often more how to build in time apart. So the first tip is to create some personal space so you're not together all the time.
So sometimes I will literally go outside for a walk by myself. Christian will go on the deck and do his Tai Chi by himself for a while. We have our respective support calls with other people. So he'll be on one with his men's group, and I'll be on one with my extended family. So we just make sure we build in time apart from each other, so that when we so we're not in each other's space all the time.
Yeah, and don't think that, sometimes we might get afraid if I say to you, I need some time by myself, that, don't take that as I don't want to be with you. Take it as, hey, our relationship needs to have space as well as together, kind of like we breathe. So we're taking space apart so that we're much better when we're together.
Another really great thing to pay attention to, and this is our second tip for you, kind of changing the order here.
Yeah, no worries.
Is to make sure when you have your time on your own that you're doing something that nourishes your soul. A lot of times it's so easy, especially in this day and age, to want to devour the news or be on social media or distract ourselves, and we're not necessarily engaging in soul-nourishing, life-giving activities.
Yeah, so, whatever that means to you, something that feels really good to your soul and your body. So, like Sonica mentioned, one of mine is I do Tai Chi out on the deck when I can listen to the birds in the early morning. Oh, man, that just warms my heart, nourishes my soul, fills my body. Sonica does...
I practice my piano. Piano songs. That's really nourishing for my soul.
I know. I started reading the Tao Te Ching, so I do that every morning. I read a little chapter and I meditate about that for 10 minutes. Something that really, whatever it is, maybe you have a hobby where you're building things, or you have a favorite game you play, or a book you're reading, or you're learning a new language, something.
Another really important tip that we want to offer as our third one here is decide who's doing what when. When have changing roles at home, it's really useful to figure out who's on kid duty right now and who's working, right? Who is taking care of dinner and who's cleaning up and who's doing laundry. It might take a little more planning up front to say who's in charge of what, so that everybody isn't doing everything or nobody is doing nothing.
Yeah, right. And you've already been used to planning this out, but in a different reality. So you definitely have the ability to do it again. Now it's just different. So just take a little time to sort it out and make some decisions about, okay, I'll be with the kids, or I'll take care of this and that this time of the day. I talked to another couple who were working from home, and they have an arrangement kind of like, they have little kids. They both work from home now. And they're like, okay, I'll be with the kids from 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. And then you'll take over for the next 3 or 4 hours.
And then the last one which is probably the most important, we would say, is end the day with expressing appreciation and gratitude for what got accomplished for the day, for what you did, for what felt good to you, and specifically to deliver appreciation to your partner for something they did that felt really good to you.
Yeah, something that happened today is really great. You know, I might say, thank you so much for taking care of our cat. Sonica's taking care of our dying cat right now. Thank you so much for how much you did that today. It's really nice.
Yep. And I will say, too, it's really been useful for both of us before we go to bed is just say what we're grateful for from the day, you know, like what we accomplished that we felt really good about.
Yeah. And so we always like to have that be the last thing that comes out of our mouths before we drift off to sleep.
And I just want to say I appreciate you making these Facebook Live things happen because I don't know anything about this technology stuff, so thank you.
You're very welcome. All right, so those are our, in summary, the 4 tips for you today. If you're going a little nuts being around your spouse or partner too much, is create personal space. Secondly, decide who's doing what and when. Third, do stuff that nourishes yourself. And fourth, end the day with gratitude and appreciation. Say it out loud to each other. And hey, I want to say we started this Facebook Live on a challenge, kind of on a little challenge to ourselves when all this quarantining started. And our commitment was, let's do it every day for a week. Now we're at 2 weeks. And I just want to say that we're going to probably make some changes at this point because it looks like this is going to be going on for quite a while. So we'll make some changes. We'll keep you posted about what those changes are. But you'll definitely be hearing from us again, and you're always welcome to contact us on our Facebook page or on loveworksforyou.com, our website. We're here for you. Feel free to reach out for support, and we'll be back.
All right. Take care, everybody.